The news about Xbox is crazy.
For the last decade, Xbox has kind of been like the James Corden of gaming consoles, where it's a joke that's just sad. It doesn't make you laugh, it just makes you feel bad because Xbox used to be such a juggernaut. And it's no
It used to
secret,
be.
Xbox has been struggling harder than me trying to reach something on the top shelf of my kitchen. They just have not been able to find their footing. They haven't really been flourishing in the gaming space for quite a while. And now it's
Yeah,
looking like they're just getting put in the dirt. It looks
absolutely, man. I met one person, like one neighbor, started to see him. I met him, and he's like one of the only persons who has an Xbox. Who the hell still has an Xbox? Another friend who had one, he used it to watch movies on it for like Blu-ray discs at that point, but nobody used that anymore, let's be honest. And yeah, Xbox is crumbling. Microsoft is failing.
like they're going straight to Valhalla. Phil Spencer
Yeah,
is leaving Xbox and he is being replaced by a new individual who has no experience in gaming whatsoever, at least nothing that is publicly available.
of course. I mean, that makes perfect sense. That you would choose somebody like that, right? Makes perfect sense. Absolutely.
And is basically solely AI driven, like all
Oh
in on
my god.
AI, which is about as
Oh my
exciting as
god.
getting kicked in the scrotum. This is just a recipe for disaster, especially
Yeah.
considering
Oh my
most
god.
people can identify the
Jesus
solution to
Christ.
the
It's
Xbox
over,
problem.
guys.
Their woes have a very glaring, obvious solve that would probably help them a lot. Most people can pin the tail on this donkey. Can you guess it? I'll hit you with the Door of the Explorer. More games. Microsoft has there was a
AI
time when
slop.
Microsoft
Back
shut
to that
down more
topic.
studios than games they released in the first half of 2024. Microsoft has become more known for shutting down studios than they have releasing games.
Oh
So,
my
the
god.
Xbox problem is no games. How do you solve that? Games. Like there's just no reason to own an Xbox when there's nothing that's really coming to it.
Yeah.
So, now you have someone who's in this position that doesn't have any relationship with games like in their history. So this problem is still seemingly going to go unsolved. For all of Phil Spencer's faults and like the missteps with Microsoft, it's pretty inarguable that Phil Spencer at least knew games. Like he was in the games industry for decades. And even though of course he made some very some real wacky insano style calls, especially with like fucking Redfall. Lord help us all, heavens to Betsy. Sometimes you'll still wake up with
Jesus guys. I think it's best for the last people to switch. I mean, uh, the only thing my friend is looking forward on the Xbox is Forza. And that's the same recycled bullshit like most of the games fair. I started to realize that too. Even with my favorite shooters, which is not Call of Duty anymore.
cold sweats remembering that disaster, that blunder. But even still, he at least had so much experience in the games industry, which this new leader does not. So let's kind of go
I think it's a female, right?
through the whole thing. We'll start with Phil Spencer's departure here from Microsoft. He actually made a Twitter post about it saying, "It's rare in life to know when a chapter is closing, but after 38 years at Microsoft, that moment has arrived for me. I've made the decision to retire and begin the next chapter of my life. It's a milestone that's given me a chance to reflect on the incredible journey I've been fortunate enough to share with so many of you." Now, also, Xbox President Sarah Bond is leaving as well. So both Phil
Oh,
Spencer and Sarah Bond are no longer with Xbox.
my
Well, will
booty.
soon be no longer with Xbox. It's a sweet, concise message just letting everyone know that he's sailing off into the sunset. And I think it makes a lot of sense here. He's been in this
Yeah,
industry
I
at
mean, it makes
this
sense.
company for many decades now, many, many moons.
I
And
mean, like, it's everybody has their personal life and has to choose at one point what is more important. And I think it should always be family if you have one. Not everybody's destined to have one. Not everybody wants it. And that's perfectly fine. But I think what is really itching, what is really getting on my nerves is like the replacement. Like, who do you choose to do the same quality job as the last one? Like the same amount of quality, same amount of heart that you put in.
He wants to do something else. Totally understandable. I
Fair.
also imagine that the last few years at Microsoft here haven't been the most fun with everything that's been happening with Xbox. And Phil Spencer's been
Yep.
the face of Xbox. And recently, that face has been getting shoved in the toilet and they're flushing it. They're giving him a swirly because most people point the finger at Phil Spencer for all of the Microsoft and Xbox decisions that have been
Not really
very
up to
poorly
date to that,
received, and he's been
but fair.
shouldering a lot of blame. I have to imagine that doesn't feel good, especially when there's a good chance some of those decisions weren't from the old noodle of Phil Spencer. It could have been calls made from elsewhere that maybe he didn't even agree with in the first place, but since he's the face of Xbox, the public would eat him alive for it. So I really do find it very understandable that he wants to step away from Xbox at this point in time and explore other aspects in his professional life outside of Microsoft. I'll quickly just dump my take in here. I also think a change in leadership at Xbox was warranted. Just look at how things have been going for Xbox for over a decade now. There's just been a huge problem with delivering games from so many of these studios that they have there, and things just haven't really been, the smoothest. So I do think there needed to be a leadership shakeup and maybe a
Fair,
change in
fair.
direction at the company. But I think the new captain
I
of the
mean, like,
kickball
of course. I mean, like, what fair? That's that's a given. It must have been, like I said, I I haven't been really up to date when it comes to Xbox and Microsoft. So I, but when you hear all the bad shit that was going on for the last decade or even more, yeah, it's better. The change was inevitable.
team here over at Xbox that they have chosen just doesn't make a whole lot of sense for a gaming console whose biggest fucking problem is not having games.
You. Just you.
Absolutely wild and absolutely correct. All the exclusive, they gone. They're gone. So if you don't have any games, what else is there to do?
And it's real.
Xbox is
Now
dying
with Phil Spencer gone,
and they're not supporting, they're not reviving that company with that decision, what they're about to do. So,
and in his place steps Asha Sharma, who is currently the president at Microsoft's Core AI product, previously with Meta and previously with Instacart. No gaming background, but it seems like a strong focus on AI in her career recently. So now she's taken the Xbox Iron Throne, which is leaving a lot of people very skeptical because why would
oh
you
boy.
hire a CEO of a gaming company who has no experience
I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it. Women destroyed gaming. Women destroyed it. Look at the developer team at Rockstar. I was bugging the hell out when I saw that. It's not their field of expertise. I mean, like some might, but I developed a critical thinking towards GTA 6. I'm not quite sure where I stand with it.
with gaming? It's a really weird fit. Now, there is a message from Asha Sharma. There is a memo that went out where she
Microsoft gaming.
tries to kind of get ahead of like the AI stuff. So, the first part of her message is talking about, how excited she is and thanking Phil and his leadership in the studios. And then she goes on to say, my first job is simple understand what makes this work and protect it. That starts with three commitments. First, great games. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel, innovate gameplay, and create excellence. And basically going on to say like how important great games are. Second, the return of Xbox. This is something Phil Spencer also said once or twice, if I remember correctly. And every time that this comes up, the return of Xbox, they make it sound like it's a fucking Jedi coming back. Yet, unfortunately, it still hasn't arrived, taken the scenic route. But she's highlighting the importance of bringing
Yeah,
back, the former glory of Xbox
bro.
with a recommitment to core Xbox fans and players that have invested with them for over 2 decades, celebrating the roots
Probably
and
AI
renewed
wrote that.
commitment. And then third, the future of
Sounds like
play.
bullshit to me.
We are witnessing the reinvention of play. That to me just feels like a bunch of mumbo jumbo buzzword nonsense. I don't think there's a reinvention of play. People still just want to play good games. I don't think
Yeah,
there's like a huge
yeah.
change in how they want to play those games. It's just a desire for games, which have been severely lacking with Xbox. To meet the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already
Yeah.
have. Iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love, but we will not treat these works as static IP to milk and monetize. We will build a shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. So there's some good and bad in there. That's great that they don't want to just take beloved IP and characters and milk them till the tits fall off. That's good news. But that last sentence about developing.
Remember when I had a video, let's be honest, almost none of you remember. Like nobody's watching my videos yet. Um I did a video where CEO of OpenAI, Sam, whatever his name was, he went back on his word. Ooh, imaginable, right?
A shared platform and tools to
She's probably
empower
gonna do the
developers and
same.
players to create and
She's
share their own
probably
stories
gonna do the same.
gives me the same DNA that Roblox and Fortnite have kind of pitched about like AI to make your own games in their game, which isn't very exciting to me. But maybe it is to a lot of other players. I'm not really sure, and I don't really think that'd be like the best direction
Yeah,
to go.
yeah, me
As
neither.
monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Okay, I mean, that
Let's hope.
sounds good, but I take it with a huge grain of salt
Yeah,
considering it's
yeah.
coming from an executive who is extremely intertwined with AI. So I would be
Shit.
shocked if she actually does have this view of soulless
Yeah.
AI slop being the enemy.
I think the biggest problem, if she's genuinely honest about what she's saying, then I think that the biggest problem is her heart. Like in a sense of she will choose the wrong things because she's not a gamer and she's not keen to that world. She doesn't know what's really going on, what people like, what the community like, what the player base might want, and stuff like that. So she will probably choose on her own from her own desire and preferences, and this will not click with everybody, with less than half, I think. That is the problem. If she's honest about what she's saying here, that's only if. Then she has to choose the right things as well. And she's not a gamer, and she's an AI executive. There must be a lot of ifs and whens aligned for Christmas to happen, and it's not going to.
Considering her
I don't
professional
think
career
it
for the last
will.
few years is all
I don't
about
think it
AI
will.
in
I'm sorry,
general.
guys.
So I guess we'll wait and see there, but it'd be wonderful if the focus isn't on just farting out AI slop at Microsoft. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah,
Games
that'd
are
be
always
great.
games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. The next 25 years belong to the teams who dare to build something surprising, something no one else is willing to try, and have the patience to see it through. We've done this before, and I am here to help us do it again. I want to return to the renegade spirit that built Xbox in the first place. It will require us to relentlessly question everything, revisit processes, protect what works, and be brave
Look,
enough to change what does not. Thank you for welcoming me into this journey, Asha. Now, to me, a lot of that statement feels like hollow PR speak, where it's
yeah,
just standard PR drivel. We've got to return to the roots. It's all about the
yeah, yeah.
players.
Like every congressman and politician trying to get into the get elected into the position. Like they promise everything and they're trying to make it look good, and in the end, it counts what they're actually doing, and you can, yeah, you can see it. You can see the results in every from every background, like from every genre or whatever. If it's politics, if it's gaming, if it's a lot of these promises are not being held in high regards, not at all, unfortunately, and it's sad. It's sad because like there would be one hell of a chance where people see a dump, some see an invest something to invest.
We can't be succumbing to the dark side of AI slop or anything like that, which, you know, it's hard to really be super enthusiastic considering this is a leader who, for the last few years, has been all about AI and profits and, profits by any means necessary.
It's like a politician who says, "Yeah, I will not lie to you if I'm elected." It's like that.
Like, it's not an amazing, like, exciting fit for a gaming company to have a leader who has no experience in their professional career
At
with
all.
gaming. That makes it feel like this is a decision that is solely about trying to find ways to squeeze profits out of
Yeah,
the
and milk the
Xbox as
titty,
opposed to trying to
milk
find
the
ways to actually
monetization titty.
return the Xbox to its former glory. Because I imagine if you were looking for a leader to slot into Xbox for a new era of amazing games to make it a powerful console player again, you would probably look for someone that actually has a passion for games itself.
Yeah,
Like
it
I
makes
don't know,
sense,
but
right?
that's just my 2 cents, and perhaps I'm on Fent for thinking that. Overall, it is just kind of hard to be excited about the future of Xbox, and I guess we'll see how it goes under this new leadership here. Anyway,
It
that's
won't
really
go
about
well.
it. So yeah.
Yeah, nah, bro, it won't go well. I'm sorry. All right. Someone choose games, unlimited games, but no games. Yeah, all. Yeah, all in on AI means I'm all out. That's true too. Yeah, man. Even her name sounds like it was AI written. For real. Yeah, that's all you need to know. Her words mean nothing to me as well. Bro, she's a CEO who comes from an AI background. There's nothing really to debate on that. Like, we gotta wait and see. As usual. See ya.